Today, we're going to take a deep dive into the world of stock and flow diagrams and why they're a critical tool for anyone looking to understand complex systems. Definition of stock and flow diagrams. Let's start with the basics. A stock and flow diagram is a visual representation of a complex system. It helps us understand how different components interact over time and how they contribute to the behavior of the system as a whole. Think of it like a map of a city where you can see how people, cars, and other elements flow from one place to another and how they interact with each other. Components of stock and flow diagrams. Now, let's look at the different parts of a stock and flow diagram. Stocks are things that accumulate over time, like a bank account or the population of a city. Flows are things that move in and out of stocks, like money going into and out of a bank account, or people moving into and out of a city. Feedback loops are relationships between stocks and flows that can either reinforce or dampen the behavior of the system, like how a growing population can lead to more investment and growth in a city, which in turn can attract even more people. Delays are the time lags between when a change occurs in one part of the system and when it affects other parts of the system, like the time it takes for a new investment to lead to increased economic growth. Constructing stock and flow diagrams. Now that we know what goes into a stock and flow diagram, let's look at how we make one. The first step is to understand the system you want to represent, which could be anything from a city to an economy. Next, you need to identify the key variables and relationships that make up the system, and then use that information to construct a visual representation of the system. This is like a chef following a recipe to make a delicious meal. If you have all the right ingredients and understand the process, you'll end up with a mouth-watering dish. Analysis of stock and flow diagrams. Now that you have your stock and flow diagram, it's time to put it to work. One of the key benefits of using a stock and flow diagram is that it allows you to simulate the behavior of a complex system over time. This is like being able to run a simulation of a city to see how different policies might impact population growth or economic development. By analyzing stock and flow diagrams, you can gain a deeper understanding of how different elements of a system interact and how they contribute to the overall behavior of the system. Applications of stock and flow diagrams. Finally, let's look at the real-world applications of stock and flow diagrams. They can be used to tackle a wide range of problems in fields like economics, politics, and environmental science. For example, you could use a stock and flow diagram to understand how policies aimed at reducing greenhouse gas emissions might impact the environment. Or you could use a stock and flow diagram to analyze the behavior of a political system and make predictions about how different policies might impact the outcome of an election. The possibilities are endless. Stock and flow diagrams are a powerful tool for anyone looking to understand and analyze complex systems. Whether you're a scientist, an economist, or a politician, they can help you make sense of the world and make better decisions. So, next time you're trying to understand a complex system, reach for your pen and paper and start constructing your own stock and flow diagram.